Over the last few months, the Toronto Raptors and the New York Knicks have been embroiled in a very heated lawsuit about stolen files and proprietary documents. However, a recent update showcases that James Dolan actually wants the case to be looked at by somebody other than Adam Silver, because according to him, he believes Adam Silver is a bit biased when it comes to this particular case. We're going to break down exactly what James Dolan said, what he feels about the situation, and also James Dolan recently resigning from the Board of Governors. We're going to break down all of this and so much more today. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. James Dolan apparently is questioning Adam Silver's objectivity in this Raptors lawsuit. Now, we already knew that over the last few months, the Raptors and the Knicks were embroiled in a heated lawsuit about stolen files because a former Knicks employee named Ike Ozotom, who now works for the Toronto Raptors, was apparently taking files when he was leaving the New York Knicks, and those files contained proprietary information that apparently he was giving to the Toronto Raptors and their new head coach. And when the Knicks found out about this, they went ahead and issued a lawsuit to not only Ike Ozotom, but directly to the Toronto Raptors. And according to Adrian Wojnarowski, a recent update actually claims that the New York Knicks are looking for plus $10 million in damages from the Toronto Raptors. And the main reason they're looking for that amount is if an amount goes over $10 million or more, then that means Adam Silver cannot look over that particular case. So that's the reason why James Dolan and the New York Knicks are seeking so much money from the Toronto Raptors due to this situation. Let's take a look at what Adrian Wojnarowski reported on this exact matter. According to Woj, before launching an unorthodox lawsuit against the Toronto Raptors that includes allegations questioning the objectivity of NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, the New York Knicks owner James Dolan actually resigned from his position on the NBA Board of Governors Influential Advisory and Finance and Media Committees, according to a memo obtained by ESPN. Per Dolan, given all that has occurred lately, I have come to the conclusion that the NBA neither needs nor wants my opinion. Dolan wrote this in a July memo to Adam Silver that he copied to other 29 league owners. Wojnarowski also continues by stating, Dolan informed Silver and his peers of his intentions to no longer attend Board of Governor meetings according to the memo. While Dolan didn't relinquish voting power for his franchise, he indicated that he would turn the Knicks general counsel, Jamal Lazane, to represent the organization at the BOG meetings, the memo said. The transition has occurred already. Dolan states, my hope is that the Knicks will be treated equally and fairly as all other NBA teams. As you know, I am very busy with all my duties at MSG family of companies. I need to apply my time where I can be most productive, according to Dolan. Is it me, or does it seem like James Dolan has a little bit of an issue with Adam Silver and what's going on and his current role with the Board of Governors? Because clearly he feels like he's not being heard, he's not being listened to, and what he's saying has no impact on what's going on with the Board of Governors. So because of that, he's thinking to himself, why am I even here? Why do I even need to be here? If you're not going to listen or take anything I have to say into account, then why waste my time? I have better things to do with my MSG Corporation of family companies that I have to deal with, more important matters that they need me for, than coming here wasting my time with a group of people who clearly don't want me here and won't listen to me. That's at least what I took away from what Adrian Wojnarowski reported here about this situation with James Dolan, Adam Silver, and the Toronto Raptors lawsuit. We already knew that a Raptors lawsuit with James Dolan already hit a nerve and pressed a nerve. He did not like the way the Ike Ozotom situation unfolded and the way it happens. Clearly, in a court filing on Monday, the Knicks stated that they're seeking more than $10 million in damages from the Raptors as part of a lawsuit alleging theft of thousands of confidential files. And they also argued that Adam Silver shouldn't arbitrate the dispute, in part because of his close relationship with Raptors governor Larry Tambune. And if you're wondering why James Dolan chose the $10 million figure, it's because, and according to Adrian Wojnarowski, he's the one who actually reported this, it's if the Knicks actually claim that damages are more than $10 million, then Adam Silver cannot preside over it because he can only control cases that are within that $10 million bracket. So this is another move by James Dolan to hopefully get Adam Silver out of the case and have somebody else that he believes is more fair in the situation that can preside over it and hopefully make the fair judgment that James Dolan is looking for. Because according to him, if somebody is fair and looking at this case overall, then they're going to side with the Knicks. But if it's anybody else, then they might side with Adam Silver and the NBA. And the reason for that is a lot of former NBA officials, when they leave their former teams and they go to a new team, they usually take files with them to that new team. It's a common practice. Adrian Wojnarowski actually stated so himself in his own report. So this is nothing new. However, with Ike Azotam, James Dolan actually had something baked into his contract stating that if he were to leave or get fired or go to another organization, he could not take proprietary files with him. And he did that. So even though it's common practice, it may not be common practice to have such a note baked into somebody's contract. And if it is baked into somebody's contract, then you could potentially make the argument that he did break that contract. And that's exactly why James Dolan wanted to be seen by somebody else other than Adam Silver. Because Silver already knows that this is common practice. So he's likely going to side with the Toronto Raptors. Because again, every NBA team has apparently done this in some manner or form or fashion before. So clearly, if Adam Silver goes and looks at it, he's likely going to side with the Raptors. However, according to Dolan, or at least this is what I'm thinking, Dolan thinks that if somebody else is looking at it, somebody that's impartial, more fair, that doesn't have knowledge of all of this, that they might side with the Knicks given the fact that a contract was clearly broken. And that specific point is what James Dolan is pointing at and stating they have nothing to walk on here. Somebody clearly broke a contract. That is a law, a legal foundation that somebody broke. So because of that, this is clearly what the result should be. And the result of 10 million damages plus should be granted to the New York Knicks. That's exactly what James Dolan wants to see happen. And I think that's why, and that's the main reason he's going about this in this particular way. Wojnarowski also reported the following regarding what the Knicks did Monday regarding their filing. According to Woj, in Monday's filing, the Knicks also argued Tendon's position as chairman of the NBA Board of Governors would create a conflict of interest, as Tendon serves as Silver's boss and exercises control over and heavily influences Silver's continued employment and salary. Further, the Knicks pointed to a friendship between Silver and Tambien. Among other things, Tannebaum is described as a close ally of Commissioner Adam Silver. Silver himself described the relationship as, "He's not just my boss as the chairman of the Board of Governors, but he's very much a role model in my life. If Silver were to preside over the instant dispute, he would be arbitrating a case for his boss and ally." Not for nothing, the Knicks are doing a very, very good job trying to get this seen by somebody else other than Adam Silver, because the points that they're arguing and everything that they're pulling from the history of Adam Silver, from the people involved here, is actually very, very smart. And it might actually go through because of all of these reasons. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of things written against this regarding the Knicks, how they're handling the situation, and the back and forth between James Dolan and Adam Silver. And I get that's probably going to take the forefront. But if you're just looking at the lawsuit and the claim and exactly what happened here, what's written into Ike Azotam's actual contract with the Knicks, some things in this are actually black and white, and you can make the argument that he did break his contract, and this likely will go through for the Knicks, and that $10 million that they're seeking in damages will likely go through, and they may get that from the Raptors and more, depending on who actually looks after this case. But I do think, in some part, that if Adam Silver is the one looking over this case, the Knicks will likely get nothing from it. Because, again, it is common practice, and Adam Silver knows that. So because of that, he's going to use that knowledge and make that decision that the Raptors did nothing wrong, Ike Azotam did nothing wrong, and because it's something that everybody else does within the league, it's not something that the Raptors are going to face heavy penalties on. And I think everybody in the New York Knicks knows that, and that's why they're fighting in this way. It's very interesting to note, though, that through the years, Dolan has become increasingly critical of the league and Silver on a number of issues, including the NBA's revenue-sharing system. Dolan has expressed dissatisfaction with elements of a system that require big market franchises, such as the Knicks, to share substantially higher revenue with smaller market teams. Honestly, when it comes to a lawsuit and you're looking at both parties here, I can't blame James Dolan to an extent, given everything that we just heard and read regarding Adam Silver and his relationship regarding the parties involved with the Toronto Raptors in this lawsuit. So I can understand to an extent why James Dolan and the Knicks want to go this route. But to another extent, I just want this thing to end already. In my opinion, it's been dragging on and going on for so long. At this point, I just want a decision to be made. I want to know what penalties, if any, the Toronto Raptors are going to face and what the New York Knicks are going to get out of this, if anything. It needs to end. It's been going on for months and months and months now. And every time we get an update, it seems like it's a worse update and it makes the Knicks look worse because of the update. And obviously, when you have James Dolan involved, it's gonna look a little bit bad for the New York Knicks because anything, unfortunately, that James Dolan is a part of, and if he starts speaking out in the public, it's always looked at negatively and it's also crucified. So we have to realize that here. For right now, as a Knicks fan, I just want this situation to be resolved with and over with. But these were some explosive remarks and some very good updates that we got here from Adrian Wojnarowski regarding this lawsuit with James Dolan and the Knicks against the Toronto Raptors. And also Adam Silver and how much of a crucial role he actually plays here. But what about you guys? What do you think about this situation with the Knicks, the Raptors, and Adam Silver? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.